Yep. Yep. Looks like that's the only place it's leaking. At least that I can find. I sprayed all around the base. Can't see anything leaking there. So, par for the course with 5 series chainsaws. Crank seals, which makes sense. So, Grant has been kind of back and forth with me, and you know, he's saying usually you're constantly hunting for the tune whenever there's an air leak. Well, this is an auto tune saw, so now it may hunt for the tune on its own, but it'll probably find what is an acceptable tune as long as the air leak is consistent and you know, see what I'm saying? If the air leak is consistent, then auto tune is able to self-correct to find what works best and will keep and hold its RPM. I think, okay, guys? So, I mean, this is me just theorizing. I honestly couldn't possibly see how I screwed up the port job. And it appears as though I didn't. Just the saw has a crank seal, blown crank seal. Holy moly, do we have a revelation here. So, I was in the process of switching everything over to my Redmax because the other one has a bad crank seal. Well, this is the ported cylinder, okay? This is the piston from my Redmax. It won't go any further than that right there, unless I absolutely cram it. I have chamfered and chamfered and chamfered around those edges like you wouldn't believe. Nothing. Somebody in the comments had mentioned that maybe this cylinder was out of round and that was causing problems. I understand that whenever I cut this on the base, that I understand that, on the lathe, that it burrs up on the inside, that Nicosil does. And so I then go ahead and I take my rotary burr and I trim that up. I sandpaper it down. We're good to go. We're good to go, okay? It won't go further than that. There's no ring on there or anything. So, I think the fucking thing had a bad crank seal, as well as it's just a bad cylinder. This is heartbreaking that their quality control can be that poor. I got to thinking that maybe this was an aftermarket cylinder, you know? It's got the Husqvarna symbol right on there. You know? What is that? 5230894 02, whatever that means. I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I am pretty certain that this cylinder is shit. As well as the damn thing had a bad crank seal. Talk about a lemon chainsaw. Total lemon. And that sucks. I mean, it sucks. I was going to take that. I mean, I spent all that time and effort on this cylinder. And I think the cylinder's bad. This is the piston out of my good running Redmax. That's it. That's all we got. I have cleaned that up. I have cleaned it up. And yeah, the other piston, it'll slide up in there. I know because I slid it on, you know, so it'll slide up in there. But it must be that this cylinder is indeed out of round. I guess. I've never experienced that before. This is the first time I've ever had an issue like this. I've had the issue where that burrs up on the bottom. I've had that. And I have trimmed it off and then no problem. But this, because see, your piston is made, it swells up at the bottom. Boop. It goes like that. I mean, ever so slightly for sure. But it does do it. Boop. It comes out like that. And so, yeah, I can't get it to go past that point where it starts to swell up. It's to prevent piston slap. That's why they're made like that. Anyways, added on to the drama that is that little Redmax. Actually, this one right here, this one is mine. This one's my personal one that runs good. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. Definitely, at least for now, I think this is a trash cylinder. Okay, so this is the piston out of the bad Redmax, and it won't fit either. It won't fit. No wonder it was going slow. Something happened to this cylinder. Whenever I put it together, it just went together. It just went together. I don't know if taking that out right there made it fall in on itself. I don't. This is beyond my understanding. I don't get what's going on here. Why would it go together before? No problem. Flawlessly. Went right together. But now, stops right there. Why? This is the good cylinder. No issues. None. Bad cylinder. Stops right there. I have cleaned up and cleaned up and cleaned up on that. Both pistons do the same thing. They stop right there. Since at this point I'm definitely thinking this is just straight up a bad cylinder, I'm going to go ahead and really remove some area, right? And maybe it'll slide down on there. I don't know. Nope. I really got in there and got off all of that. Same thing. And then it becomes really difficult to get out of there. Yeah, no wonder it wasn't able to get any power. It was fighting against itself. And, you know, before you mention it, no, all the reports are good. You know, it's not catching on anything. It's as if literally right here, right there, at the base of this cylinder, it's as if this cylinder shrunk right there. Tell me, what causes that? Anyways, that's enough of this.